I think, a growing obsession with power. Power is the great commodity that is, as it were, transferred from person to person in the world that we're creating. And many people would say, look, here is old Scruton up in front of an audience, enjoying his power. You are transferring to me that power, the power to hold your attention and to infect you with my reactionary attitudes. And this power is something which I have not yet justified to you. And many people, many scholars influenced by people like Foucault will say that I couldn't justify it. The institution is structured by domination, and I'm enjoying that domination and triumphing over you, the victims who are sitting before me. Now, you don't actually believe that because you know that you're sitting there willingly. But nevertheless, you can redescribe the whole of the world in that way. You could take the most innocent thing, you know, the love of a mother for a child or a child for the mother. You know, there's power in that too. If there weren't, the mother couldn't protect the child. And yet it's not the power aspect of it that is important. It's the love aspect. But all our loves create powers. And in all the things that matter to us most, there is that element of power, the tranquility that Renoir is trying to put across to us in that painting. You know, many of the literary and artistic critics today would ask the question, what does this tranquility conceal? Who is using it? Who is gaining? Who is losing? And you can imagine the text in Modern Language Review, which will analyze that painting and persuade you, or try to persuade you, that it is there as part of the hegemony of the bourgeois class, representing nature as a place for, that endorses its comfortable and relaxing attitudes, excluding the truth about labor, which went into creating those fruit trees in the first place. In other words, legitimizing the power of the French bourgeoisie over the French proletariat. You know, and in that way, Renoir becomes part of the ideology which is being imposed upon us by our Western culture. And we need to liberate the oppressed, the victim, from beneath this ideology. And the victim, of course, will turn out to be whoever the current obsession is, probably working class women in this particular case. So, you know, when you start thinking like that, nothing seems to be as it seems. Everything is as though there's a reality behind everything, and that reality is the power that people exercise over each other. And that's why beauty is a kind of deception, because it's always concealing those real relations between people in which one class or one person or one group has dominion over another. But of course, for the Impressionist painters, that's all a nonsense. For them, seeming is everything. What Renoir was trying to do in that painting is to remind you of something which you would otherwise not notice, namely that the world does seem in a certain way to you, and that's what it really, really is. In other words, how it comes across to you in your immediate perception when you stop all the instrumental reasoning, forget all the powers and the projects, and just look. But because of this obsession with power, people do wipe away the face of the world so that the way things seem is no longer available to us. And that means that beauty is no longer available to us.